Hello everyone, Watch Review here with a look at the Commander Steve Rogers, or just Steve Rogers, from Wave 1 of Hasbro's rebooted Marvel Legends line. Now, I was going to hold off opening this one, but, I'm just sick of trying to find a different version. First off, there is a variant, one with the clear-through ionic shield, which I guess was projected out of a wristwatch or something. Originally, my local stores had that version, but I figured, you know what, I'd much rather have the solid shield. Then, of course, later on, my opinion reversed, so I wanted the ionic. Still doesn't come in, and beyond that, this version has some minor errors with it, but all the other ones that I've seen so far at retail have had various paint defects on this chest, so, you know what, screw it, just gonna open this one. So at least these defects, well, kind of minor, or something I can more deal with. Or, well, noticeable actually, not so much minor. Just some, like, scrapes where things weren't properly cut from the mold, but I'm getting too sidetracked on that. Obsessed, as it were. It's tough having an eye for detail. At any rate, very nice artwork. In general, I did sort of like the box art for the series, even if, it is missing some sort of vital components. At any rate, hold on a second and I'll get him out of the pack. Steve Rogers comes with Tales of Terrax #1, in which it describes how the Fantastic Four basically kidnapped Terrax from his home planet to force him to be Galactus' herald to get Galactus to help him out with something. So, that's kind of weird, but supposedly he was a bit of a villain on his planet in the first place, so, ends justifying means and all that. At any rate, Steve Rogers comes with the, groin piece of Terrax, which I guess also has the kilt as a separate piece, or tunic. It's cool because it actually has some sculpting and stuff underneath there. At any rate, it's removable if you pull off top. I assume even after the legs go on, you might be able to get the thing off again, but probably it'd be a lot harder. I mean, it looks like it pegs into something, but at the same time, there's no peg hole. I don't know, maybe it connects to something on the other piece. Beyond that, Steve Rogers comes with his Captain America shield, because Steve Rogers is Captain America. Shocker, I know. This is the same shield that's been included with both the Bucky cap and also US Agent, which is kind of neat. Like the other versions, it pegs into his back, so we can kind of hold it. Which, is really cool. And then he has two pistols, both of which can fit into either hand, or both hands simultaneously if you want to dual wield. Because, dual wielding is very, very cool. You will notice that he has a trigger finger, so things do fit in proper. At any rate, I like this figure a bit more than I thought I would. The head sculpt is really cool. Supposedly the body is based on the Shield Agent body from one of the 2-packs, and it's kind of big for what it is. Let me bring in US Agent here just for a quick comparison. So I mean, whoa! I am so clumsy right now. So no, he looks a little bit taller. It's not as large as I was led to believe. Although the head size is ginormous. I mean, look at this. Compared to this, it's monstrous. It's like Elephant Man stuff there. The actual torso pieces kind of look alike, but beyond that, nothing all that major. At any rate, since this might be based on an older mold, he doesn't have things like ankle rockers. Instead, he just has a sort of socket here. Not a lot of back movement either, for some reason. Some amount of forward, and then side is mildly impeded by the soft rubbery plastic things here. He has a double pin at each knee, somewhat impeded by this, again, strange thing. I guess it's supposed to be greaves. It's sort of weird shin guards, maybe. Character has, sort of ball joints at the legs. the outward motion, and you can rotate. The belt is a separate piece. It fits very loosely on, so it's adjustable. He has waist rotation, nab crunch with a pretty good range. The head can look straight up pretty much. Has rotation and all that. We have ball joints at the shoulder, rotation at the bicep, double pin at the elbow here, then rotation at the forearm, and that's it. I do like the look of the muscles here. Looks a bit thicker than the ones they used on US Agent, and I guess to an extent the previous Bucky cap. So it's kind of neat, although I think US Agent is supposed to be as bulky as Steve Rogers because he also had some sort of a super soldier serum. Not necessarily the same one, but supposedly he was about equally as strong or whatever. I can't recall. At any rate, as other people have pointed out, he's missing the star at the shoulders, and even the Marvel Universe figure that Hasbro released had the star, so it's kind of odd. By the way, in case you're just wondering about Steve Rogers here, I guess I'm not really clear about the storyline, but sometime after his supposed death at the end of the Civil War arc, where, Crossbones headshot him or something, supposedly he didn't actually die and he just went undercover or whatever, and just became an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. while letting the world think he was dead for, I don't know, sort of a weird thing. But I never followed that all that closely. At any rate, although the convention's kind of outdated in some ways, he does have a lot of the newer stuff as well, or at least in the sense that he's still a decent figure despite not having, all the newest conventions. I mean, granted, I would love to have seen, just ball socketed or whatever wrists here, but I guess this is functional as well. He doesn't have any issues standing. He seems to balance pretty well. There is some pretty cool sculpting going on here. Of course, for some reason the joint in this one's kind of messed up, but the other leg is fine, so I don't know. All in all, I think the Steve Rogers is a pretty decent figure. Probably not one I would have picked up if I wasn't trying to build Terrax. I mean, he doesn't strike me as being terribly essential, but, still decent. I just really don't like the fact that he doesn't have the star at the shoulders, though, and, the sort of joint, really kind of breaks these stripes and stuff, too. Yeah. At any rate, this has been a look at Steve Rogers, who doesn't have painted guns. Until next time, folks. Alright, I realized I didn't actually pose the character with guns in hand, but here's how he looks when he's holding them. By the way, you'll probably want to leave them in hand because he doesn't seem to have any holsters or anything. So, the only way you'll go without losing them.